Right now on 5 on your side at 10.
Tonight, a St. Louis leader speaks out about a tense exchange he posted on social media.
I had an armed criminal in my face trying to take my life.
5 on your side sits down with Alderman Brandon Bosley about the confrontation. A happy reunion just in time for Christmas. A service dog taken by thieves in a stolen vehicle, now reunited with her owner today.
I cannot believe that 2 seconds or 2 minutes made that change my whole world and her whole world.
Dangerous cold continues. Wind chill advisories and some warnings until noon Saturday. I'll tell you when we have another chance of snow.
Good evening, I'm Brent Solomon. Bitter cold is here for the holidays. Dangerous wind chills will stick around as we head into Christmas Eve. Meteorologist Jim Casillo now explaining when we could see some relief.
You know, Brent, in the 7-day forecast and the 10-day forecast, it warms up big time. So more on that coming up in Maine weather. But that current wind chill at Lambert, 15 below zero. Cameras shaking a little bit. I've seen the wind gust as high as 39 miles an hour in the last hour. It's 7 degrees. So wind chill advisory till noon tomorrow. Most of the area. Now, wind chill warning still to the north in our northern counties, and a snow chance late Sunday night into Monday with some accumulation possible. More on that coming up in Maine weather also. Current temperatures, single digits, will stay there all night, and those current wind gusts as high as 30, 35 miles an hour, and even at Lambert, 39 miles an hour. Current wind chills are well below zero, and that'll be the case all the way through tomorrow morning. Now, that next system that we're watching is going to take shape right around Alberta, Canada, and that's called an Alberta Clipper. It develops up there, goes down into the Plain States and into Iowa, and then a little bit of moisture coming our way. So that's snow, and we'll talk a little bit more about that and Maine weather coming up also. Brent?
More snow. All right, Jim, we'll see you there. A St. Louis alderman now speaking out following an expletive-laced video that he posted on social media. Alderman Brandon Bosley says a woman tried to rob his car when he went on the defense, even using a racial slur during a tense exchange. Police have now charged that woman, and new tonight, Robert Townsend is just back from sitting down with the alderman. Robert.
Brent, my interview with Alderman Brandon Bosley lasted for more than an hour. Now, Bosley didn't hold back about his encounter with the suspected robber, his actions, and his social media video. Holmes, what were you doing?
So I drive my ward periodically.
St. Louis's 3rd Ward Alderman Brandon Bosley isn't mincing words about this controversial video.
I wasn't angry, I was scared.
Bosley says shortly before 10 Thursday night, he drove around his ward when out of the blue.
I was approached by a woman who initially said to me, you know, what are you doing in, my people's house? And I said, well, I wasn't in any of your people's houses.
He says the woman then threatened him and demanded his car.
And she was like, give me your car right now. I said, I'm not giving you my car. So she went in her jacket.
Bosley says he identified himself.
I'm Brandon Bosley. She said, no, you not. Give me your keys or I'm finna shoot you.
The alderman says he then heard gunshots coming from a white sedan.
When they started letting off shots and she turned her head, I looked at that as an opportunity for me to make my getaway, and I ran. When I looked back, she was running towards that white sedan.
Bosley tells us he called police and drove to a nearby gas station. That's when he started recording because he feared she was trying to rob other drivers. The armed alderman also says the woman fell on a snow-covered street after she tried to approach another driver.
See what I'm saying? Y'all here trying to rob mother and somebody didn't hit you.
Full disclosure, my gun was close to me the entire time. I could have killed her at the time where she initially approached me.
The 6-year alderman admits he shouted expletives.
Do you have a gun? Because I got one on me too. I swear to God, if you pull it, I'm going to blow your head off.
I guarantee you every single person that has one negative thing to say, you haven't seen them say one thing about that individual carrying a knife and almost stabbing me in my damn heart.
In the video, you can also hear him yell the N-word at the woman.
Why you try to do that?
And the word is a part of the culture that exists within the areas that I represent.
I would have tried to de-escalate the situations.
78th State District Representative Rasheen Aldridge faces Bosley in a re-election bid next spring.
I think there was moments in that situation, instead of going back to the scene, could have stayed away.
I had an armed criminal in my face trying to take my life.
Now, I also reached out to the Board of Aldermen president, but as of right now, I've not heard from Megan Green. Again, I'm reaching out also to other folks. Now, I also knocked on the suspect's apparent home, but nobody was there. Prosecutors have charged the woman with attempted robbery and armed criminal action. Police tell us they are still looking into this.
Robert Townsend covering all the bases for us tonight. St. Louis police say a woman with no criminal history went from being a victim to a suspected killer. It happened Wednesday night when Demisha Coleman tracked down her stolen SUV to a North City gas station. That's when there was a shootout, killing a 19-year-old man inside the car, along with innocent bystander Joseph Farrer. A third person was critically injured. 5 on Your Side spoke exclusively with Farrer's family, who says they forgive Coleman.
I'm not mad with her. I wish that she would have contacted the authorities, you know. But I understand. And I'm just happy that my brother was able to be himself and be the man that he wanted to be.
Police urge anyone who is a victim of a crime to call them and not take matters into their own hands. A service dog is back home tonight after being missing for nearly a week. 5 on Your Side was there when Mary Ann Shelton was reunited with her dog Annie. This was at the Care St. Louis Animal Rescue. Thieves stole Shelton's car last Saturday with Annie in the back seat. She says she couldn't eat or sleep because she was worried her service dog was outside in the extreme cold. Her son spotted Annie on the Animal Rescue's website last night, prompting today's reunion.
I can't even describe it. I mean, she's been with me since the day she was born, and I mean, her and I, you know, she's always been there, and I used to live alone, and so she was the only company I had many weeks, months, and years.
Annie appears to be in good health. She was found wearing her signature red jacket. Shelton says Annie has no plans of leaving her side. Holiday travel is in full swing. Drivers were eager to hit the road today, especially since Thursday's snowfall delayed travel plans. Tonight, our Elise Schoenig caught up with travelers trying to reach their destinations on time.
I'm walking into Wally's, where things have been busy all day today. Shoppers have been coming in, filling up. They've been getting a snack, all before they hit the road again, and that's all part of the holiday weekend rush.
This is what they made Netflix for, right?
Luke Durker's perspective is one way to look at Thursday's severe weather.
I think the biggest thing with this, too, is just how cold it got so fast.
Luke and Morgan Durker waited until Friday to hit the road, not wanting to brave any of these conditions.
It's blinking cold out there.
Wally's in Fenton was filled with travelers like the Ransonettes, whose holiday travel looked a little different this year.
Our family's down in Texas, and we can't get there, so we decided to go to Nashville.
Guest services manager Mark Koenig says they're expecting lots of business for the rest of this holiday weekend.
Yesterday was really slow. I mean, the cold weather was just, everyone was just hunkering down and not traveling much.
But travelers were back to making pit stops at Wally's on Friday.
It's actually been picking up today.
Although it won't be a normal Christmas for the Ransonettes.
After seeing all the wrecks on the road, I think we did the better choice.
It's definitely one they'll remember.
It's very different for us. I'm not used to single-digit temps.
In St. Louis, Elise Schoenig, 5 on Your Side.
Well, we have some good news tonight. If you're driving for the holidays, gas prices are down in St. Louis. The average price is now $2.66 a gallon. Well, millions of travelers are catching flights to see loved ones. Here's a live look at St. Louis Lambert International Airport tonight. Today is one of the busiest travel days of the year. We've confirmed the airport is reporting 173 delayed flights and 112 canceled flights. If your flight is canceled, you have options. Text flights to 314-425-4949 5355 and we'll send you that info. Well, if you've shopped online, you may have noticed a new option when checking out a buy now, pay later plan. The offer sounds enticing due to no interest or fees. But as Consumer Reports explains, there are some important warnings you need to know about. Here's Mike Bush.
Javier Cherez bought some golf gear last year and paid for it using a buy now, pay later plan with a company called Affirm. There was just one problem.
The retailer claimed that I received it. I didn't, so I started making phone calls.
After contacting Affirm and explaining the problem, Javier was surprised to learn that he was still on the hook for the weekly payments.
I said, I'm not going to pay for this. I don't have the merchandise. And I called Affirm and I said, look, I don't think it's fair. Everybody has a recourse except the consumer. I'm hung out to dry.
In a statement, Affirm told Consumer Reports, "We do our best to support all Affirm consumers throughout their purchasing journey, including assisting with return and refund issues as they arise." But Javier isn't alone. According to a CR survey, 28% of people who used a buy now, pay later service reported having at least one problem, including being overcharged and having difficulties returning products or getting refunds. While no-interest loans can be enticing, a low or no-interest credit card might be a better option.
Credit cards give you better protections on purchases that are damaged upon delivery or never received at all.
For now, pay later users, don't extend yourself. Try not to have more than one or two loans open at a time.
It's also a good idea to stick with just one provider so that you're not stuck juggling multiple loans with multiple vendors.
And if you can't pay on time, notify the company ahead of time because you may be able to reschedule a payment.
Thank you. Yeah.
Now, CR also recommends setting up auto pay to avoid any late payment penalties.
Staying warm in dangerous cold weather. Our Verify team looks into 5 myths about keeping your home cozy in the winter. Opening day in sight, when a popular ski resort in St. Louis County will finally open for the season.
Dress in layers with this dangerous cold into the weekend, and another chance of snow by early Monday morning. Your weather update coming up.
Tonight, cold weather is settling in across the country, and we're all doing our best to stay warm. But are your do-it-yourself tricks really getting the job done? Brandon Lewis from our National Verify team looks into how to stay warm without breaking the bank.
Frigid winter temperatures are here, and with record-high energy prices, you might think twice before cranking up the heat. So we looked into some common questions about whether things people do to stay warm are really a hot idea. First up, does turning your thermostat way up heat your home faster? Our sources are the U.S. Department of Energy, the Environmental Protection Agency, Black Hills Energy, and HVAC maker Glen Dimplex. Furnaces have just 2 settings, on and off. They rely on a thermostat to know how long to stay on. Cranking the temperature up from 60 to 70 will only make your furnace run longer, but it won't heat your home any faster because it only has one setting, on, whether it's trying to increase the temperature 1 degree or 10 degrees. So no, turning the thermostat way up won't heat your home any faster. Next up, can window treatments help save you money? The Energy Department estimates in an average home, 1/3 of heat is lost through the windows. You can prevent some of that from happening by keeping the drapes or shades closed at night because they act as an extra layer of insulation between your home and the windows. This helps keep up to 10% more heat inside your home, which can lower your energy bill. So, yes, window treatments can help save you money. Finally, ceiling fans are a great way to stay cool, but can they also help keep your home warm? In the summer, you should set your fans to rotate counterclockwise to blow air down. This helps sweat evaporate and makes you feel cooler. In the winter, the Energy Department recommends reversing your fan so it spins clockwise and then using the lowest setting. This pulls up the cool air and displaces warm air that's near the ceiling. So, yes, ceiling fans can help keep your home warm. We featured even more answers to questions about staying warm this winter on VerifyThis.com. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
If there's something you'd like us to verify for you, email us at verify@ksdk.com. Well, tonight we now know when Hidden Valley will open for the season. The Wildwood Ski Resort announced today that it will open for its 40th season on Christmas. The list will run from 3 until 9 p.m. on Sunday. Then it will open Monday through Thursday from 9 in the morning until 9 at night. Hidden Valley says tubing won't be ready just yet. They will announce an opening for that as soon as they can. Meteorologist Jim Castillo joining us now. Jim, a lot of folks are glad to see that they'll be able to go to Hidden Valley on Christmas Day.
Yes, you know, they're making snow. It's been so cold, and then Mother Nature may provide another inch or so.
We're looking at some more snow headed our way.
Yeah, it looks like late Sunday night. I mean, all the models are coming together now, and again, we're just a few days out. So we'll look at totals a little bit closer as we head into tomorrow. So it's cold out there, cold enough to make snow at Hidden Valley, 7 degrees. Feels like 15 below zero. That's dangerous. So again, limit your outdoor activity and dress in layers, cover up exposed skin. West wind at 25, still gusting to 35 miles an hour. Those gusts are going to remain with us on Saturday. So let's check the wind chills for Saturday. Looks like below zero, of course, all the way through probably noon. And then about 4 is what it will feel like even at 3 o'clock. So it's a cold day coming. 6 degrees today, -6 for that low, and 43 is the average high, 27 the average low. No snowfall today. We had that snowfall yesterday, so we turn our attention to that next system. It's a piece of energy coming out of the northwest, and then let's take a look at the futurecast as it goes into Alberta, Canada, which is Edmonton and Calgary. It picks up a little bit of moisture. Again, this, when it comes from Canada, it's limited with this moisture, but you can see it does show a little bit of snow developing here. This is about 4 a.m. and the morning hours. We'll just watch to see how much of this comes together and how much energy stays with us during the day on Monday. But some of the models are showing widespread accumulation, but light amounts again, kind of like that last system. We had 1 to 3 inches with the last system, and this one probably up to an inch, maybe a little bit more. Some of the models starting to spit that out, but it is cold on Monday, so that snow stays with us. Look what happens midweek. All the way through New Year's Eve, we warm up. In fact, we're in the 50s, a good chance of rain in here. So all this melts, and we're definitely going to see a much milder pattern coming our way. But tonight, it's dangerous cold. The wind chill warning to the north in green, and the wind chill advisory for the rest of us. Here's that 10-day forecast showing 19 for Saturday. It is sunny, but it is windy. Some of those gusts as high as 35 miles an hour. Christmas, the wind relaxes, 25 for that high. So Santa's going to see a really cold morning, but nice weather. Then that chance of snow Sunday night into Monday. But we're up to 59, Brent, on Thursday. It's staying in the 50s for New Year's Eve. Chance of rain, too.
But it's not looking like a white Christmas.
Well, you know what? If we have an inch on the ground, or at least 0.6, they round it up, it will be called a white Christmas. So there you go. We might actually have one.
All right, Jim Castillo with the breakdown for us. Thank you much. We've got Corey standing by now with sports.
Well, Eli Drinkwitz has yet to have a winning season during his time at Mizzou. He had a chance to get there tonight with a win in Tampa, but there was no Festivus miracle to be had against Wake Forest. Stick around, sports is next.
I'm Private First Class Thomas Sogner. I'm assigned the Alpha Battery 637 here in Casey, in Korea. I want to wish my family back home in Belleville, Illinois, a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I love you all.
Now, I don't blame you if you found it hard to get pumped up about the Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl. Just saying it out loud puts me to sleep. But that's what Mizzou got, so that's what we have to watch. The Tigers took on Wake Forest tonight in Tampa, trying to win their first bowl game since, get this, 2015. Coach Drinkwitz rocking the shirt to honor the late Mississippi State head coach Mike Leach tonight in Tampa. And this is why you get the ball in Luther Burden's hands. The play looks dead, and he still makes a first down out of it. He's got some skills, needs some more touchdowns. Here's a wild play. Bad snap. Brady Cook corrals it, looks to run, and then says, nah, I'll just throw it instead to Peanut Houston for the score. Top tier name, by the way, Peanut Houston. 14-10 Wake. Later on, it's Cody Schrader with the carry. He's going to get in the end zone to give Mizzou the second half lead, 17-14. But that's where the good times ended. Tigers could not get anything going in the fourth quarter. Wake took the lead and then put the nail in the coffin on this touchdown with 2.5 minutes left. Wake Forest wins the Gasparilla Bowl 27-17, and Mizzou has now not had a winning record since the 2018 season. This 5-game pre-Christmas road trip should be one of the biggest tests of the Blues' entire season. So far, they've made the most of it. Tonight, they tried to end with a bang out in Vegas. The Blues' old buddy kicked things off tonight. The former captain, Alex Pietrangelo, made it 1-0 Vegas on that slick backhander. Blues tied it in the second, though. Pavel Buchnevich stays red hot. Right now, the Blues have a 3-2 lead in the second period. Mizzou fans are still riding high after last night's bragging rights victory over Illinois. The Tigers led by as much as 35 at one point in their 93-71 win over the Illini. Mizzou shot 50% from three and turned Illinois over 17 times. Kobe Brown led the charge with a career high and Mizzou bragging rights all-time high of 31 points. And the Tigers learned from their first rivalry game this year against Kansas to pull off last night's win.
I was horrible. As a coach, getting these guys prepared, I didn't do a very good job. They out-toughed us. They out-fought us. They took our ball.
Against Kansas, I don't feel like some of the players, some of us wasn't accustomed to playing on that kind of atmosphere, but today shows that we are here and we ready to play.
Just having that confidence to know my teammates want me to shoot the ball. My coach wants me to shoot the ball. He gets on me when I don't shoot the ball, so like just having that backbone, it's like, it's hard to miss when you have so much confidence behind you.
St. Louis City SC traded away the top pick in the MLS Super Draft yesterday, perhaps partly because they had a big move in mind today. The team announced they acquired midfielder Jabulo Blom from the Kaizer Chiefs in South Africa. City SC sporting director Lutz Pfannenstiel called Blom the team's, quote, missing puzzle piece. It was a special night at Vashon High School. The Wolverines got their 2022 state championship rings, and oh man, look at how those things sparkle. They are gorgeous. On the court, they faced Butchell from Ohio. There's a nice three from the appropriately named Trey Williams Jr. Coming up, he's going to dish it to Cameron Stovall. Vashon wins 82-60. Well, if you walk into the 5 on Your Side sports office on a given day, you'd expect us to be watching, well, sports. It is supposed to be our jobs. But in our office is a close tie between sports and Seinfeld reruns for the title of most watched program. So we had to get out the pole of the crawl space and celebrate Festivus tonight in honor of Frank Costanza. The St. Louis Feats of Strength champion this year is no doubt Albert Pujols. The guy came back to the Cardinals, hit 24 bombs, and reached the 700 plateau in a finale you could only dream about. I'll definitely be making a contribution to the Human Fund in his name this Christmas. But I got some problems with you people, and now you're going to hear about them. We did have some grievances to air this year with Nazem Kadri for the Jordan Binnington collision, and of course with our favorite Stan Kroenke, as he paid more than $500 million to settle that Rams lawsuit. But it's the holiday season, so serenity now. Bring on 2023. I gotta say, if you need useless sitcom knowledge, our sports office is the place to go.
I know where to take a visit then. Listen, those rings are Vashon.
I know, right? Those are awesome.
That's
those are something you
right
see from a
there.
Super Bowl champion.
But you know what? They work hard.
They deserve them.
We appreciate it, Corey. Well, Santa is about to begin delivering presents all across the globe. What NORAD has to say a day before his journey. Santa Claus is just hours away from his trip around the world, and NORAD will soon begin tracking his journey. The agency says it plans to have about 1,500 volunteers working on Christmas Eve to field phone calls from children who want to know Santa's location and delivery schedule. NORAD does not expect the bomb cyclone to impact his travel. But it is important to note, I mean, we're really dealing with some serious weather all across the country.
Right, Santa's used to it, but we're not.
Yeah.
So bundle up and dress in layers all day Saturday, and the wind chills are very low also Saturday.
All right, we'll keep it in mind. Thanks so much for the company, and we hope you'll stay tuned for The Tonight Show next. Have a good night.